So, we are currently in the Nadur Supporters Club in Nadur, of course, and we're just about to start some interviews with some of the supporters in our GFA Cup final build-up of the week. Looking forward to the game, of course, on Sunday. Joined by Marjohn and Paul. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. They've got their snazzy tops on, and we're just going to talk a little bit of football and have a couple of beers. So, first of all, of course, who knows when the club was founded?
1958.
This is what we're going to find out. I'm going to trick you now, just make sure that you know your shit. Okay, how many times have you won the GFA Cup?
8 times, I think.
Good man. And do you know how many times you lost the final? You're close.
Of the GFA?
Yeah. The GFA Cup.
4 or 5, I think.
6 times you've lost it.
Times.
Good. So it means 14 times altogether you've appeared in the cup final, which is brilliant. Going to congratulate you first of all on a fantastic season. As you know, I was here for the celebrations, which went on long into the night. It's been a very good season. Just before we go into the season and to the cup, there's another record that's coming up now that you might know about. You actually hold a record that nobody has. Do you know what that could be? It's in the cup. It's in the GFA Cup, and Nadur is the only team that has ever done this particular thing. Could you possibly guess what that might be?
Most club in the final? I don't know.
No, actually, it's not. It's a really cool one.
Scores.
Nope. I'm going to tell you what it is. You hold the record for winning the GFA 4 times in succession. Nobody's ever done that before. You won it in 93, 94, 95 and 96. So just want to throw that win. Haha, got you. And you played Al Sealam, in fact, in the GFA Cup final 2 times. In 1995, you beat them 2-0. And in 2003, you lost 3-2. Boo. And this season, you beat San Lorenzo 5-1. Who else did you beat to get there? In quarter-final, you beat?
Oratory, we beat Oratory in the semi-final.
Semi-final, 3-0. And who in the quarter-final?
Victoria Hospitals.
Correct, by 3-1. Let's start by going back, guys. It's probably known now that I come from Liverpool and I support Everton. And when you come from Liverpool, you support one or the other. The basis is, it's basically down to family. So my granddad was in Everton, my dad was Everton, my kids are Everton, that's the way it works. Is it the same here in Nadur? I mean, does it go with your parents, or it's just that you come from the village and that's it, you've got to support Nadur? Is that how it works?
Not for me.
Not for you. Marjohn, tell me what happened.
No, my mother is a Nadur supporter, my father is a Shawkiya supporter.
Are you serious? It's actually, it's funny that, because my son actually married a woman whose family are all Liverpool supporters, and I was not very happy about it at the time, let me tell you, but there you go. Okay, so why, can I just talk a quick question with you, Marjohn? What happened, how did you come over to Nadur?
No, I grew up here.
In Nadur. Okay, so it was never going to be Shawkiya. So you obviously had the choice with your dad with Shawkiya and your mum with Nadur?
Not really. I grew up here. I played in the youth here.
Right.
So the choice came automatically.
Automatically, fantastic. What's your best memory today, guys? If you both go back individually, and since you started at a young age and you supported Nadur, what would be your best memory over the years of being a Nadur supporter? What would spring to mind that you went, oh, I'll never forget that?
Yeah, when we won the 10th league, it was something special.
The start on the shirt.
So that would be for both of you, it's the same thing?
We were pretty young, but we remember it.
You remember it? Okay, fantastic. Okay, look, the season so far has been, you seem to be now quite ahead of most of the other teams in the league. We've got to be honest about this. Do you think now you have a chance to dominate the league for some years to come?
And I think that's basically our aim, but there are other factors that we need to see.
Being what?
Well, I don't know. Other clubs are there as well. Maybe they have something planned as well. I don't know.
Right. Branco, of course, came in, and as we all know, from the moment he came in, he pretty much transformed the club. He got the motivation up, he got the morale came up, and of course the way you play today, because you play some super football, and that has got to be obviously a lot down to Branco. And I've spoke to him a lot, and I know he still has a very soft spot for Nadur, and I don't think he'd have gone anywhere else. He would never have left Nadur except for the hammering job. And he did a fantastic job, and you must be very proud of him. He's a great guy, and he did a lot for Nadur. Huh?
Yeah, both coaches, even Paul.
I was going to come to that next.
Paul is ex-player of Nadur too, so his heart is still here. So, and Branco is like the team, not a team, it's a family. Every player goes to training. He's like he's going home.
He put a unity in the team like we've never seen before, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I don't know if you know the story actually. I'll just fill you in on this one. I don't know if you actually know this happened, but at the beginning, just quarter away from the season, I actually got on a ferry with him. I was coming over from Malta, and I just sat in the coffee. And he was telling me that he was having a problem with Barbosa, and he kept getting offside, and he was drifting offside all the time. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, so this is what I've done. And he opened his laptop. This is a true story. He opened his laptop up, and he told me that during the training session, some of the players got Barbosa's phone, and he had recorded my commentary where I would say, Barbosa's offside. Oh, Barbosa's offside again. Barbosa's drifted offside. And he got his phone, and he made it his ringtone. And when he left the training and left, everybody started to ring him, and it was coming up, Barbosa's offside. I thought, it's a great thing for morale to do something like that, isn't it? It's fantastic.
It's like a small joke, but I think he got the message.
I think he did in the end. Yeah, he's done really well. So, like you said, Paul obviously then took over. Obviously, he's worked with Branco. He knew the inside out. He's a Nadur boy from playing for the club, from coaching, assistant coach all the way through. He's done a fantastic job as well, and he just seemed to keep the momentum going towards the end of the season. The club haven't announced a manager yet. Would you be happy to have Paul?
Why not?
Tough question on camera, I know.
He was a manager before. We know him. I think he'll be pretty good.
He seems to have done what he needed to do so far, doesn't he?
He was with Mark. He was with Branco.
That's right.
I think he learned.
He's experienced enough now.
Must have learned a lot from Branco as well, huh? He's very
even with Mark.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Player of the season so far. If I had to ask you for your favourite, not your favourite player, but a player, and it's going to be tough this because you're strong in most positions all the way through. But if you had to pick, I'll start with you, Marjohn. If you had to pick a player for Nadur this season, who would you pick?
It's a tough one. But I think Marcelo got the most goals, so I go with him.
Barbosa? With Barbosa?
Barbosa.
And you?
For me, I think Steve, because Steve Sultan.
Yeah.
Because he's the captain and he always shouting with all the players.
He's solid. Yeah. I actually, because Arma, we're going to do a team of the season where we're going to select the best players from different positions from all the different clubs to see how it comes out. And my actual favourite player, I think, was Lucci. I just think he never has it back. He's so solid. He can pass the ball, he defends the ball. And I know what you're saying, because then you got Zamit to do. I mean, most of your players, Silva, Barbosa, it's very hard to single out one. But I personally, I thought Lucci's had a great season. Okay, I'm just going to go away from football for a minute, if you don't mind. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions outside of football, but to do with Gozo. Since we had the COVID, we've had, actually with the exception of Nadur, obviously, because you've had a great season, we've had a real lack of supporters in the ground, which is very sad. Do you know why? Do you have you do?
I think at first we had COVID, we had restrictions. Maybe some people were scared to go out. And when the restrictions went down and COVID is like faded lightly away, I think the season was almost closed. We went away with it. We had a big margin, and I think it didn't. For other supporters to come down to the ground, I think
no motivation.
No motivation.
That's right. I mean, it ended up in the end. Actually, the thing that sort of kept the division alive this year was the relegation battle. It wasn't at the top; it was done and dusted.
Yeah, true. But even those clubs, they lack supporters. The one at the bottom.
Of course.
Even in other times.
Before, yeah. Do you think it's a lot down to village size, the size of the population? Of the village?
Yes, it matters a lot.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. If you could change one thing that the GFA does, getting political now, not political,
Yeah.
but the GFA, they run the league the way it does. If you had a voice, you know, when they have their GFA meetings, they have the owners and they have everyone comes together. If they had the supporters, for example, together, and you had an opportunity to speak to the GFA and change one thing, what would it be?
More freedom to supporters. I think we shouldn't go to court for small things like banners and.
You go to court for that?
That's what happened.
What, for having banners inside? I didn't know it inside.
Yeah, it was an accident. I don't think it should have gone that big.
Okay, I didn't know that. So a little bit more freedom to
the supporters. We're not hurting anybody.
Even like some smoke or like
Smoke grenades. They're not harming anyone.
It's a nice door.
We see it in Europe in the big. I don't think nobody got hurt from that.
Okay. We do it onto the ground and it's nice. Start along even
for the atmosphere. From the
Great
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Before we can't.
We had freedom before, but now I don't know what's happened.
It's all changed. Has anybody questioned the GFA on that? Has anybody? I mean, do you actually have a voice? Can you actually like go there and say, we just want to know something? Is there a reason? You can't get near them?
Always the same answers, so nobody got hurt, stuff like that. And nobody ever got hurt by this.
Wow, okay. I didn't know some of that, so I'm learning. Okay, so that would be it really, a little bit more freedom for the supporters.
It's atmosphere, even people that are not interested in football, they come from the atmosphere to increase the attendance for sure.
Absolutely, and it's important. I mean, you know, even when we're doing the commentary at the game, I get so happy when the band's in, when there's people in, because I mean, even from the commentary box, it changes. It's like having a commentary and not having a commentary where it's quiet. It's the same sort of thing. So for me, it just generates an extra atmosphere. I remember when we first started, the first couple of years, there was bands all the time, like Victoria would bring a band, and when you got two bands, it's a great atmosphere. So let's hope now we can get these supporters to come back again. Another one on that, soon now the clubs are going to vote for 2 foreigners or 4 foreigners. They seem to do this for some reason every year, because I know they went 4, then they went to 2, then they went back to 4. What's your opinion on that? What do you favour? Do you favour like having 2, or do you favour having 4?
I favour 4.
For me too.
Same, 4. Okay.
Not 4, 2.
No, yeah. I mean the same for me.
I
I think so too. I think the thing is
that
that
more room to play for the players.
Yeah, exactly. And some people say that but it stops Scottish players playing. But I think they learn also a lot by having better players around them. I don't mean to be rude by that, but some of the foreign players are they come from Brazil and things.
Even in the FA Trophy, if we have 4, we have a better chance in progressing.
Exactly. Coming up to that now. So you've got Alcilum at the weekend again. Are they a big rival? Who's your biggest rival?
They used to be in the past, but lately it's more Nadur Showkey.
It's Showkey, yeah. Is that again because of the size of the village? Because they're not the closest, are they?
They are Showkey, it's really close enough.
Isn't Alcilum closer?
They're all border with us.
Close. It's a small island, isn't it? Everybody's neighbours. So you think Showkey now is the?
Yeah, we had a couple of direct challenges against them.
Right.
In the past 10 years, and it got heated against them. I've seen them more quiet lately.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe the last 2 years they were better.
Right. So they've also had an indifferent season. I mean, you seemed to beat them comfortably in the last cup final. It seemed to go quite your way, but they're also the only team that beat you this year. Does that hurt? I mean, you could have obviously gone all season without being beaten, which is fantastic.
For me, it was a really sad day for that day.
Yeah, it was a wake-up call, wasn't it? I mean, it was like you were just like cruising through everything, and all of a sudden it was like, you know what, this can actually happen if we're not on our game all the time.
We were leading pretty comfortably, but still, that loss bring back doubt.
Yeah. Sometimes that's can be a positive as well, because it wakes the players up to go.
Like it was
this can
actually.
happen. Not so much in the league, but like a game now when in a cup final where it's a one-off game. Do you expect this particular cup final to be a little bit more different than the last
For
one?
sure, for
Yeah,
sure. I think they need to get something from this season, and I think they will go all out for this cup. But
Yeah.
I think we're the better team, so it will be 50-50, I guess.
And you go on full support of the band and everything's going?
For sure.
Yeah, you're going to fill it up. Fantastic. Just from our point of view, again, we're nearly finished now, guys. You've been fantastic. Have you enjoyed the live coverage, the live stream that we do? I mean, do you think this has brought something to the league? Do you actually enjoy it?
Yeah, I think it's very good. I think
Good idea.
we have good supporters that live in the US and abroad, and they still could follow the club and go to football. I think it was very good for them.
Also, the players, you know, the Brazilians and wherever they come from, their family get to see it. It's nice. I'm going to ask you the same question now about the change for with the GFA. If you could make a change to the way we do our live stream, or something that we could add to it that you think it would make it better, do you have any suggestions like that? Anything springs to mind? I know it's a short notice question, but
I think it's pretty good, but maybe more cameras to cover more angles at the pitch. But it's good, pretty good.
but you're pretty happy overall, pretty much.
Overall,
And it's good to get those instant replays, isn't it? And I think it's fantastic for the coaches that they can go in on Monday and they can sit down with the players and look back it over it. Right, I only really got one last message for you then. Do you have any message to send to the players?
Not really to the players. The players have done a lot this season, and I have no doubt that they will go fighting for the next one. The message to the supporters: come to support the team, even to say thank you for this brilliant season we had.
I totally agree. It's the very last game of the season, you know, and it has been. And do you know, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. Do you know, you've had seasons where you've won like 3 or 4 or 5 different trophies in the season, but you've never actually done the treble with these 2 particular cups. And this will be a first.
We won all the cups in the 90s. I forgot which year, but the KO First Division is pretty new, so we never.
So actually, this would be a first. So if you do win the treble with this one, it'll also be a new thing for Nadur. So boys, listen, I really appreciate your time. Keep up the fantastic support. Congratulations on a great season. Looking forward already to next season. And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day. We'll see you there.